All right, everybody, Rob Ferretti here, and here's going to be my first update on my luggage company that I mentioned that I was starting with $100,000 and decided not to spend on a car. I'm going to spend $100,000 and start a company, and whatever I have left at the end of 1 year, having started that company, is what I'm going to use to buy said vehicle with the proceeds. Maybe a Bugatti, it may be a Pinto. We'll find out. I think it'll be an interesting journey because this is new to me. This is a business, but it is still new. It's retail product development. Now, I told you I was going to get into the luggage business, right? And why did I decide on the luggage business? Well, it's simple. I couldn't find a suitcase that I wanted. And I said, you know what? Why does nobody do what I want my luggage to do? So I'm going to make it myself. Now, part of starting a business is I'm going to take you along on the journey, but I can't share all the details until a certain point in time. But I can share like generalities, things that I did once I decided what I wanted to do, right? Like, all right, I want a bag that does this, doesn't exist, I'm going to make my own. First step in that process was to have somebody mock up, like a graphic designer, mock up in my head conceptually. I could draw it on a napkin, but I suck at drawing. So I needed somebody to mock up and give me some sort of like 2D, 3D version of what I'm thinking about, and it looks like this. Now, I'm only showing you the outside of the bag. I'm not showing you the inside of the bag. I don't even know if the bag is going to end up looking like this. There's reasons I'm not telling you stuff along the way because I don't know what's going to change between now and the finished product. So if I tell you the name and the brand, I'm now creating something that hasn't been created yet. I'm going to release it as I start finalizing stuff and finalizing a direction that I'm going in. As I said, I picked a name. It's temporary. It's also, I've got the web domain there, so that may be what we end up going with, but the name gives away what the product is. We'll get into that. So the first thing I do is I have the conceptualized version of my bag now. All right, now what do? Now I got to develop the product. Now I can go get stuff at Home Depot and try to make my own bag. Doesn't seem too fruitful, right? It's the proof of concept. It's the prototype. So I hired a company to do it. Now, what I did with the company is I looked online, and the company I felt most comfortable with, and this is where if I'm not familiar with something, you hire somebody who is. I hired Rabbit Product Designs, and they're out of California, and they seem to do this every day. They've got the expertise, they know the process, they've got the merchants and vendors behind them to help bring this product to life. So I'm leaning on them for the next phase of this, which is developing a prototype and then looking into the manufacturing chain. The way this works is you're going to come up with the idea. You're going to make sure the idea is viable. You're going to go do some basic research. There's no way to know if it's going to be a hit or not. Then you're going to have to prototype. Once you prototype, then you have to come up with the manufacturing. Once you have a viable prototype, it may take a couple of revisions to get it exactly where you want to get it. But then you have to make it where you can now stamp it out. You need somebody to make these and put the supply chain there so that you can deliver them and market them and deliver them to customers. Now, where I am is in the prototyping phase. I've gone through the, I want to say market study, so to speak. And the product company was like, look, like competitive market. What do you want to do? You just want to tell you the risks. And I'm like, dude, I get the risks. I may spend $60,000 to make myself a bag, but at least I get that bag that I want. And I'm pretty sure that the features my bag is going to have are going to be appealing to other people. Now, don't think I'm going very high tech. It's not going to follow you around. It's not going to have a boom box built into it. It is simply luggage. Not a bad name, but that's got to be taken. It's simply luggage. It's something that you go and it does what luggage is supposed to do. It does it well. It's going to be a good value product, but also a high quality product. So it's not going to be $500 or $600 a bag. I'm thinking the price point is going to be $195 to $300 if I was going to come up with a price point off the bat. I got to see what it costs to make. I got to factor that all in, but we'll get to that as we go. You want to try to vest your idea as best you can, or like vet your idea the best you can, and make sure that there's a market for that. A good way to do it is if there's customers, like if you see a lot of customers waiting for something, good market to go into. If you are solving a problem, maybe a problem people don't even know they have, good market to go into. a lot of people just like to get into something because they're interested in it, but you have to do something better than the next guy if you want to succeed in it. Now, a lot of things that people don't realize, there's millions upon millions of business owners out there. Everywhere you go, you drive every strip mall, different owner, different owner, different owner. This guy may own three of those. But every store you go to, every shop you see, every rental unit you see, somebody owns it. Somebody's like, there's so many different ways to make money out there, and a good way to do it is becoming your own boss or running your own company. And I'm already doing that, but I'm going to be trying that again with this luggage company. Next step, after I get my prototype, I'll start to be able to show you guys what it is. I'm going to run into distinct challenges that I know I'm going to have to address. I'm going to have to make sure that the product is the way I want it to be. Then I'm going to have to go through the branding and design, right? Branding and design, I want a good, clear branding, professional design, and everything's going to wrap together very nicely. Then I got to figure out where to manufacture it, right? So that's not easy. The branding and design isn't easy. The naming isn't easy. The manufacturing isn't easy, right? Because I don't know, maybe I'm going to do it overseas. A lot of people think that, oh, you're going to build that crap in China, it's going to stink. Not necessarily. A lot of luxury goods are made overseas. But with my issue is I'm going to be doing luggage. I'd love to make it in the US because if I get it overseas, it takes up a lot of volume. So the shipping cost to get it all over here may increase the price savings that I'm getting overseas significantly. And then when I get it over here, because I'm going to have to order it in such volume, I'm going to have to warehouse it also. And I'm going to need a warehouse to do that. So that's raising all the costs. I can find a partner in the US where they manufacture it and drop ship it directly. That may make a lot more sense. Where I can pre-sell it or even sell it and start warehousing it, sending it to Amazon or wherever I'm going to end up selling it through. But it's going to make a lot more sense to do it in the US because it saves me all the expense of warehousing it, shipping it over, because it's shipping direct to the customer. I'll go work on packaging and get it right out. Then there's the marketing and branding, or the marketing and sales aspect of it, which, again, not my specialty. I have a YouTube channel. I can tell you guys about it. I'll give you guys a deal because there is a customer acquisition cost for every sale you make, especially when you spend money to market a product. If the product is viral and it takes off, you don't really have that expense. But otherwise, you got to spend money to get your product in front of the people that have to see it, and you have to convince them that that's something they want. Very simple. I'm going to do that, and I'm probably going to partner with when I say partner, I'm going to pay a professional marketing firm to handle that, to get the word out, to help spread it. I've still got my channels that I'll promote it on, but once I engage that marketing company, I'll have to bump up the price to factor in the additional expense of spending $20,000, $40,000, $50,000 in the first 2 or 3 months to get that product out there. So we'll see how it goes. I'm going to show you as I jump over hurdles along the way and stumble on hurdles. I'll bring it to you guys, and I'll let you know what this product ends up being as I can share it with you. Can't do that yet. Don't want to give you the name. Don't want to give you the product until I have something tangible to do, just to protect myself. Thank you for watching. Rob Ferretti, have a good night, and I hope you're going to enjoy this journey because your feedback is going to be invaluable along the way. I'll crop off some of it because some people just like to yell or scream or just praise anything that I'm doing. But I do get a lot of valuable feedback from people along the way, so I will read those comments, especially when we start showing different product designs as to what people may like, especially for the overall look and feel of it and the visuals of that, and that's going to be helpful. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.